Last week on Wednesday, President Museveni returned the appropriation bill to Parliament, requesting for Parliament's reconsideration. The President contends that while Parliament has powers to make adjustments to their budget, it should do so in consultation and in agreement with the executive. According to President Museveni, this will bring harmony to the budgeting process. Speaking to journalists at the party headquarters, Forum for Democratic Change, Najanankumbi spokesperson John Chikonyogo retaliated his concern with this act, citing that it's a vote of no confidence in the budget.
Because I think this budget is too dirty to even be cleaned. Someone who can increase the budget from 58 million to 58 to 72 in just hours. It shows you the work which was done prior to making this budget was a bit shabby. I'm not saying it, it's the president himself who said it.
The president's discontent with the budget also stems from several corruption syndicates that marred the budgetary process. This has seen several MPs summoned and arrested by the police CID. Chikonyogo says this crackdown is likely to influence the decisions of Parliament to amend the budget in favor of the president for fear of being arrested.
I think it's the first time in the history of Uganda that's being done. And done on the last day. What does this suggest? That they are going to do it hurriedly. And because now the members of Parliament even fear to be arrested, most of them, they may want to do it the way the president wants. So I don't know whether you're going to get the best out of this sitting on Tuesday, but I doubt. The Parliament is in panic. They don't know who is going to be arrested next. So they not do a good job, I think. They do a job out of fear.
Relatedly, 60 million per month salaries for traditional and cultural leaders were allocated in the new budget. Chikonyogo takes exception to this appropriation, noting that this intends to hoodwink the taxpayers from other misappropriations.
If you have a cultural leader in your area, people should be able to get some money for your cultural leader. I'm from Uganda, but I would not support a government to give money to my king. We can look after our king. It's like if someone coming to your home and tells you, I'm going to buy sauce for your family when you're a man. How do you feel? A man comes every Saturday, brings meat at your home. To reach a stage when you say, no, let me take your wife out and I buy food for your children. I think it's not right.
Parliament will reconvene tomorrow, Tuesday, 2nd of July, to address the president's concern.
Today, the 1st of July, is the month for us in the world of prevention of trafficking in persons, the month when we commemorate the World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. And this is commemorated on the 30th of this month, July, and therefore we dedicate the whole month to activities and all kinds of awarenesses towards prevention of trafficking in persons. From the office, the whole of this month of July, we shall be engaged in the different activities under the theme for this year, that is, Leave No Child Behind in the fight against trafficking in persons. What is our intention this month and this year is to see to it that there is no child that is left behind when it comes to trafficking or preventing trafficking in persons. Over 40% of them are engaged in child labor here and there. And it was also identified that most of these children engaged in child labor are actually engaged in child labor to support their families, economically or otherwise. This goes ahead to resonate with our continuous awareness that most of our people that traffic our children are parents, relatives, and friends for their own financial gain. Therefore, the call is on, beginning this very month, to all of us as we participate together with the media to raise more awareness against this vice of human trafficking. At the same time, the levels of exploitation of children in child labor. Report of Trafficking in Persons 2023, it is indicated equally that most of the victims of trafficking in persons that were identified in the respective year are in the category of children. And most of these have been trafficked across the borders, especially into Kenya.
With the UPDF Okwang, Brazil, we received a complaint on the 27th at about 6 p.m. in the evening from a 17-year-old student and a resident of Chila Central, Chila Municipality in Wakiso District. The 17-year-old is also a daughter to the suspect. Now, the victim alleges that her biological father, Okwang, Brazil, who is currently guarding a construction site, called her for a visit at the premises where he was guarding. And now at these premises, they were staying in a tent, and the father called on the daughter so that they can stay in the same tent. Now, the daughter alleges that on Monday, 24th, in the night, while they were sleeping, she realized that her father was touching her. Made an alarm which attracted members of the public, and later on, members of the public helped her reach the police. So we started investigating this and managed to arrest the suspect. The suspect was on mission from Somalia and had used that opportunity to call the daughter to come and say hi to him. But unfortunately, he decided to finish all the anger he got from Somalia on the daughter. But lucky enough, she made an alarm, and the fact that they were in a tent, it was easier for her to escape. And the members of the public gathered and managed to bring this officer to us. We managed to recover a gun, which we have already handed over to the authorities in the UPDF from him, and also 3 magazines from him. More details will be available, but this is one of the many incidents that we keep on registering. Parents, guardians who take advantage of children, especially female, and harass them sexually like this. Unfortunately for her, nothing happened, and we are looking into this allegation and what the state will prefer as a charge.
Last week, the Ministry of Internal Affairs confirmed having received over 9,000 passports from labor export companies, travel documents of Ugandans who failed in an attempt to travel abroad, especially to the Middle East for work. However, Simon Mondehi, the ministry spokesperson, has urged the labor export firms to return the remaining passports to their rightful owners following complaints from citizens.
Labor export companies that returned the passports to the tune of 9,000. Those were only about 7 of them. Most of them have not returned these passports. I am now appealing to them to kindly return these passports. Some of them have even closed the shop. There are some of these companies that failed in business and closed. And because they closed these girls' passports in their passports. So it is my humble appeal to these labor export companies that they return the passports.
The ministry has also received around 300 passports from the Chinese embassy after their owners abandoned them there, thus urging Ugandans to come collect their documents from the ministry.
Over 300 passports from the embassy of China. Some of them are here. Now, these passports are for Ugandans who applied for visas at the Chinese embassy, but They abandoned them there. Some of these, by the way, have visas, but visas have since expired. They have visas, but these visas, you see, are now cancelled. They applied for visas, visas were granted, and up to last week when these passports were returned, these visas had expired. So they decided to bring these passports back to us so that we.
It should be noted that in April this year, the ministry asked Ugandans who applied for passports to pick them up from their offices, noting that the ministry is stuck with over 10,000 new passports on top of what they had in store. He refuted allegations that Ugandans in the United Arab Emirates were experiencing difficulties obtaining passports, assuring that the online passport system is fully functional.
Especially in the social media, to the effect that some people in the UAE, that is United Arab Emirates, were finding difficulties in applying for passports and also scheduling appointments. This morning I was in touch with our immigration attaché to the embassy in Abu Dhabi, but he did tell me that the system has never had any issues.
In a related development, the Directorate warned all foreigners and refugees operating illegally to cease their activities or register for work permits, including those working in international schools.
We have people who have schools, especially international schools. These schools, of course, employ foreign staff, and also these schools have foreign students. Now, for you to be able to keep students, those foreign students in your school, you are required to apply for them what we refer to as a student pass or pupils pass. In contravention of the immigration laws, and who could not be assisted to regularize their stay here, we were kindly asked to leave the country.
From the latest statistics provided by the Office of the Prime Minister in 2023, there were 121,499 foreigners in the country, with the biggest percentage working.
Our Senior Commissioner of Police, Fred Nanga, who has moved from Press and Public Relations Office to the Directorate of Interpol as a Deputy Director.
Other notable changes include Kampala Metropolitan Police Commander Stephen Tanui has been transferred to the Directorate of Fire Prevention and Rescue Services as the Deputy Director.
Commissioner of Police Kasirabo Elias from ASTU, Anti-Stock and Theft Unit, to Human Resource Administration as the Deputy Director, Human Resource Administration. We have Senior Commissioner of Police Nadine Christine, who is now the Commandant of PSU, Professional Standards Unit. We have Commissioner of Police Echega Richard, who has moved from Private Security Firearms and is now the Commandant of Kampala Metropolitan Police.
SCP Tanui has been replaced by Commissioner of Police Richard Esega, who has been head of the Private Security Organization and Small Arms Department. The Director of Legal and Human Rights, Christine Nading, has been transferred to Police Professional Standard Unit. SCP Nading will replace SCP Sarah Chibuika, who has been moved to the Directorate of Human Resource Administration as head of deployments. Emmanuel Muhirwe, who previously was head of Deployment Department in the Directorate of Human Resource Administration, has been appointed head of the Administration of Police Barracks. According to Claire Nabaka, the Deputy Police Spokesperson, the IGP Abbas Byakagaba has moved SCP Elias Kasirabo from the Anti-Stock Theft Unit, where he has been the commander, to the Directorate of Human Resource Administration as the Deputy Director. According to Nabaka, the changes have affected commanders at all levels in the country. These are heads of departments, units, regions and districts. John William Uganda Freddie Chris Chisawo for BTM News Today.
These appointments have been in directorates, in departments, and also as low down as regional police commanders and divisional commanders.
Where we are having the Uganda Para-badminton International 2024 taking place. That's starting today, 1st July, ending on Sunday, 7th July. 17 countries had entered entries, players into this tournament. However, 3 had pulled out, that is Australia, Italy, and of course UAE. So we are now running with 14 countries. The number, which was 214, now we have 190, so which is not so bad. And of course, as today, we are having what we call a classification, where they have to categorize players to find out where they fall. That is those of wheelchair 1, wheelchair 2, standing lower 3, standing lower 4, standing upper 5, and then of course short stature, those ones less than 1 meter. So all those are done today, and it's going on here. And of course later in the day, they're going to have the draws, putting in these new players, adding the old ones. Then after that, tomorrow the tournament will start officially with knockout stages and draw. Group stage, groups, because they make a group A, B, C, D like that. So then on Thursday we shall have the knockout stages, and of course, as you know, on Sunday we shall have the finals. As you know, there is no more Paralympic qualification for 2024, that is Paris. So countries, almost of them are not interested in coming and having their players classified, because the next Olympics is 2028. However, what we have got to do today in terms of classifying players, I think the number is not so bad. It's good, but not compared to the previous one, because they were looking at qualifying for Paris, which is not now. But however, the other players that are here, most of them qualified, but they want to use this tournament as a build-up tournament as they go for September for Paris. Those new ones and those others who are already qualified, they want to add on their points to prepare themselves for 2028 Paralympic Games in America, that is Los Angeles.
According to Michael Kananura, at around 7 p.m. a fatal accident involving motor vehicle registration number UBK 432M, a Toyota Hiace, which was traveling from Gomba heading to Mpigi carrying football fans. After a match between Gomba and Chagwe, the vehicle failed to negotiate a roundabout due to speeding, thus overturning and killing 2 on the spot.
The said motor vehicle was from Gomba to Mpigi while carrying football supporters from Gomba after a match between Gomba and Chagwe. The same vehicle reaching at Kayenje roundabout, the driver failed to negotiate the roundabout due to speed, lost control, overturned, killed 2 people instantly, and injured several others.
Kananura says victims were rushed to Gombe Hospital for medical attention and bodies were conveyed to the mortuary for post-mortem.
Victims were rushed to Gombe Hospital for medical attention, bodies conveyed to Gombe mortuary for post-mortem, and motor vehicle towed to Tambara police station as inquiries.
Relatedly, Kananura reports that from the 23rd to the 29th of June, 86 people died and 380 sustained injuries in different road crashes that occurred across the country.
Among the dead were 28 pedestrians, 27 motorcyclists, 12 passengers on motorcycles, 11 passengers in vehicles, 5 drivers, 2 pedocyclists, and 1 other. Crashes on motorcycles contributed to 46% of the total death, followed by pedestrians who contributed to 33%.
He attributed the accidents mainly to careless overtaking, speeding, following too closely, and violation of traffic directives and rules.
The major causes of these road crashes Crashes due to careless overtaking contributed to 29% of the total crashes, followed by speeding with 23% of the total crashes. Then crashes due to following too close contributed to 7%, whereas crashes due to violation of traffic directives contributed to 5%, and then other factors.
The death toll in road crashes increased by 30% to 4,179 in 2023 from 3,210 in 2022.
Major Charles Kabona, UPDF spokesperson, 1st Division, says the exercise is targeting the young generation who are disciplined.
We are verifying every document to see we take rightful people, because UPDF, it needs people who are young, energetic, but disciplined. We shall be here for around 4 days, handling divisions including Nakawa, Rubaga.
According to Kabona, recruiting people from the 4 divisions of Kampala will take 4 days, and it will be followed by Wakiso.
Then from here we shall move to Wakiso, whereby we shall handle other divisions and other places like Entebbe and Nasana. Then from there we shall also move to other places like Mukono. From 11th and 13th we shall be done. Okay. Therefore, I like to call upon the youth who were shortlisted, who haven't turned up, to make sure they keep time. We normally start at 7, but let them distance themselves as far as coming with forged documents are concerned. Today we have arrested one younger man here.
UPDF Mountains Division spokesperson Major Biral Katamba notes that they are looking for 188 young people in Kasese district.
We've not had any infiltration in the country, and that's very good for us. It's not out of the blue that has happened. It's because we have put a lot of pressure on the ADF. Remember, they ran away from our borderline. They went deep inside beyond the Beni Luna Commander Road.
The recruitment in Kasese is taking place at Renzori Square. The 56-day exercise includes submission, verification of applications, and final recruitment of successful candidates. According to UPDF, all participants in the recruitment exercise shall have a security pass. The applicants are required to have an original national identification card. They should be ready to undergo medical and body fitness tests and must be an adult, male or female, not exceeding 22 years old.